Welcome to Exchange Street Capital. I'm lucky enough to be your host, Rick Allenbach. So, how is everybody? What's been going on? Anything in the news? I haven't been paying attention. I've been busy watching sports. From like 3 years ago. So, this edition is called 90-Day Playbook. If you can read my chicken scratch. Now, when we say 90-Day Playbook of personal development, by the way, I'd love to say that in 90 days we're going to be out of this thing. Obviously, none of us know. The experts don't know. We're going to take it that way. But really, if you listen to my videos in the past, we talk about the 25-year plan from Dan Sullivan. We talk about every 90 days is 1% of that. Well, now we're taking a 1% and we're making it a microcosm of our 25-year plan to set us in motion to enhance, fortify, strengthen our mission, right? If we're lucky enough to be out of this thing in 90 days, awesome. We're galvanized in the categories I have behind me we're going to go through. If we're not, well, we still are strengthened and galvanized. And we sharpen those so we're stronger while we're in it. So a lot of people are having trouble. I mean, if you're human, of course you have moments of trouble, right? But also when we get out of it, we will be as galvanized as we would be if it does end in 90 days. So we talk about the ways we're going to do that. I didn't want to write them as the video was going, so you know, I didn't want to get 100,000 looks the cheap way by everybody staring at my ass. We talk about work, and under work we have career and finances. Health, that's physical health and your diet. Learning, that's personal development. Social aspect is relationship with others. And then the spiritual aspect, relationship with a higher power, whatever that higher power may be. So we talk about work. If you're lucky enough to still be employed, still be getting a paycheck, remotely working from home, fantastic. But there are very few unicorns, as I'll say, that are having a boom, unless you're a telemed, unless you are a online system that deals with schools, or I know Zoom has obviously had a run and then they've kind of peaked down. It's been tough, right, in your career. Also personal finances. Earning potential has changed drastically for a lot of folks, regardless of your vocation. So when we talk about enhancing that through work, career, whether it's horrible, just okay, or good right now, we want to take a step back, and this goes for everything that we're going to talk about, reassess where we're at now, think about the things we want to do vocationally, advanced degrees, the promotion that we want. If we want to make a non-lateral move to that company that maybe is the startup, or leave the job we've been at 20 years. We think about these things. We want to assess those right now, okay? Build the plan so that it makes sense, so you can maximize that potential. Maybe not today, but after that 90 days, we're there. And if we're not there, we're ready to be there. Finances is probably a little bit different. You know, on one hand, we're not going out, we're not spending. You're not going to restaurants, you're not going to bars, you're not shopping out. If you're shopping online, I know Amazon's doing great, but your grocery bill is massive because, you know, we're stockpiling, we're eating in, etc. I don't necessarily mean a budget, but I'm talking about finances in general. Everybody's investments are down. I feel that yesterday we crossed into a bull market. That's my opinion, but I've been buying that. I've been saying that throughout. I've been buying throughout. So even when we had the death cross of the 50-day moving crossing the 200-day moving, I didn't buy it. I never bought that they were bear drops. I've had arguments with folks that think there's going to be martial law. I don't believe any of that. So I've been buying into it, and I continue to buy into it. So investments have been down, so let's reassess those. Where are we? I know if you've heard me before, I said don't look at your 401k. I'm not even saying look at your 401k, because that doesn't matter unless you're retiring this year. Other investments, opportunities, okay? Also, college savings, how old are your kids, where are we, life insurance, disability insurance. My first video talked about this, but this is the time to get the playbook started. Start it today. The best time to do any of this was 30 years ago. Like, when do you plant a tree? 30 years ago. Well, you didn't do that. Plant it now. So start with the finances. If you don't have a will, get one. You get a living will. Okay? Get your finances in order now. So then when we get out, all those things that we thought about doing, or that we wanted to, we didn't have time, we have some time to do that, do it. Think about the things we want to invest in even if we don't have the money. Put that playbook, build it brick by brick by brick, so that in 90 days we might not be able to do it, but we have a better vision of how we're going to do it. It's a thought process that's important. Health. Physical health, always important, but we don't take that important. We work 50, 60 hours a week. On the weekends, we're coaching our kids, we're running around doing all kinds of things, we're social, we're out. We're not taking care of our bodies, okay? We only get one. Take care of it. Whether that's lifting weights, running, treadmill, Peloton, what have you. It's good for the mind, but it's good for the body. If you have a plan, great. If you don't, create one, or if you have one, enhance it. Okay? I know people 41 years old, they're runners. They love it, they're great. They can't imagine not running. All of a sudden their hips starting to hurt. That's a challenge, in fact, then you can't run. So maybe we want to alter that and change it. But make sure that's on point. Diet. Even more important than the physical exercise. Tom Brady, a big Michigan fan, big Tom Brady fan, he was just on Howard Stern. And he said, don't wait to get sick to fight sickness. I mean, I thought it was great. He said, you know, don't wait to get sick to take vitamin C, to feed your body the right things, to get enough sleep. Brilliant. And so true. Right now, you know, if you're eating junk food and watching, you know, streaming videos all day because it's a pandemic, it's no good. And then what's going to happen when the pandemic's over? So don't wait for a crisis to get to be healthy. Don't wait for a crisis to worry about careers and what could happen and what the next steps are and your finances. I think it's all a good lesson. So get the diet in place. I'm addicted to soda. I've tried to cut down. It's going to take me 90 days to get off soda. I'm going to tell you that right now. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do that. I'm going to eat better. I haven't been eating fast food because I don't get to it. I'm at home. So I've been eating better. Eat right. Work out. Know where I want to be 90 days career-wise. Get your finances in order, even if things are not good right now. Learning, personal development. This is not just vocationally. I'd love to play the guitar. I'm never going to be able to. I've tried the online stuff. I suck. It's not going to happen. So I'm going to learn Italian. In 90 days, I'll be able to speak somewhat conversationally Italian. That's my goal. I'm setting it tonight. Haven't started. I'm going to do it online. But continue to learn. Read books. Understand. Again, if you watch my videos, and I hope you have, the very first one says you should be reading every day. Reading things that you enjoy, reading things that you want to learn about. Absolutely critical. It could be development in your vocation, but constantly push forward, always be learning. Have a 90-day playbook of how you're going to continue to learn for the rest of your life. Not just 90 days, oh, I read 2 books, it was great. There's a method to why I want to learn Italian. Okay? It's not just so I can say that I can speak it a little bit. After those 90 days, now I'll progress to being able to be fluent, being able to write it, etc. That's how you have to think. We've talked about in my videos in the past the social aspect, relationships with others. We've talked about how this is a great time to reconnect and change your behavior about those you care about. I mean, it's done that for me. So if you haven't hit it yet, or you feel like you're lacking in that department, put a plan together to be better socially with those you care about, with those that are important to you. Your behavior starts today. Also, the relationships that are toxic, I've said this before, but cut them. Cut the fat. I was just grilling New York strip steaks for my son and I. Cut the fat off. Get the good part. Focus on the good part. Cut the stuff that's no good. Absolutely critical. In the next 90 days, you should function in an endearing, genuine way to everybody that means something to you, that makes you better, that's smarter than you, people that you look up to, admire, and love. Everybody that doesn't do those things should be not a priority. Spiritual. Listen, I was raised Catholic, born into it, went to Catholic school my whole life. I don't care what you believe in. Believe in something. Have a relationship with something or someone that you can connect to. Meditate. Be grateful to. Don't pray for things for yourself. Pray for others. Pray for the better good. But connect. Connect. And I will tell you, for this one, for learning, for social relationships with others, and spiritual, the key is for you to be of service, to be from inward out. We are not looking, yes, it's going to be cool if I can speak Italian. And there's other things I'm doing. I'm using this as my example, part of my mission. But these things should all be of service to others. That's the true success. The work, the career, finances, everything we do, but this is, we're talking about us. Your diet is going to, you're going to be, your whole attitude towards life will be better. But you've got to work on you. These, inward out. Yes, it'll come back in spades, but that's not why you want to do it. Genuinely do it for the right reasons. 90-day playbook. Again, that 1% of the 25-year. Yes, I'd love to say it's 90 days from here and be prepared to be back into somewhat of a normal phase of life after COVID-19. I'm not saying that, but I'm preparing us for that. Regardless of when it occurs, we want to strengthen ourselves, galvanize ourselves in these areas. We do that, again, we talked about in the first one. I'm doing the elbow thing that everybody makes fun of me in that I talk to. We're pointing that arrow in the right direction on the road to success. If I've said anything today that resonates with you, please like and subscribe. If not, please let me know. I do want to leave you with a couple things. A lot of people are telling me, or I've seen, that in this time of strife, they're trying to sell you things that are self-help or informational. They just feel scammy to me. Stay away from that crap. I don't like it. To me, everything I'm saying here is logical, is common sense, and it's within you today. I had a guy, and on LinkedIn I said something about Warren Buffett. And the guy said, yeah, it's good, but it's really just logical. Yeah? Well, common sense and logic are what they are. But how many times does everybody use common sense and logic? And how many times you piece together, 5 different facets of your life, and you're always using common sense and logic? So that's true that you say that. It's like buy low, sell high. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So you got to execute that. So I said to the guy, yeah, very true, but hard to execute. So what I'm saying here is not reinventing the wheel, but hopefully it gives you guidance that you're, the protagonist in your own narrative. You can do this. I'm just spacing out ways to hopefully help you. And I'm not trying to charge you for it because I think that's silly, but I think some folks are. So just be careful out there. Hope you got a little bit out of it, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.